Good morning. We'll start here in 2 minutes. Let people populate in. If you have questions or tickers, throw them in the comment box, guys. It is Monday. Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Questions, tickers, throw them in the comment box. You know the drill. If you're new here, welcome. What's up, guys? Start here in like 20 seconds. Let people populate in. I don't know if gold's going to pump. We'll see. All right, guys, let's get into it. Happy Monday, the 27th of October. Data. So there's a lot of data scheduled this week, and again, with the government shutdown, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to release on time. We have PPI, PCE that's supposed to drop. We do know that FOMC will make its rate cut decision. That's independent of the government shutdown. So that comes on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So that's going to move the markets also. Yeah, you like my fancy green screen, Evie? All right, let's get into it. So we have MES, that's S&P 500, gap up, open in the indices. Positive news coming out of the meetings with Xi, between Trump and Xi. So the markets like that, which may be bad for metals. We'll talk about it here in a second, guys. But anyway, open price 66.80, high day 68.90, right up against that 6,900 diamond, which should be strong resistance. Low a day at 66.65, resistance at high a day, and then the top of the diamond around 69.10 to 69.15. Support at low a day, and then 6,800, which is below our closing price on Friday. So we'll have resistance at this purple line, which is our CPI data that dropped off. So that is still significant. I still have that as an anchored VWAP. You can see that we have support. The gold line, which is the VWAP, the bias flips at 68.63, and you're getting a long read right here. If you want to take it into the diamond, I think it can be a little dangerous, but perhaps markets buy going into open. Traded system mean reversion levels are here at 6,900 and then 6,500 below. All right, RTY M2K, that is the Russell 2000. Did the same thing, guys. We had a gap up open. Open price 25.52, high day 25.66, low day 25.42. Resistance at high day in 25.90, which these are all-time highs, guys. We're just up on clouds. It's all-time highs. Remember, the stock market is not the economy. Personally, I think the economy still sucks, but the stock market is on fire. Resistance at high day 25.90, support at lower day in 2500. The bias is long above this white line at 25.40. We're currently hunting longs. You can see the VWAP is playing a bit of defense here since about 7 o'clock this morning. We're going to have a long read just into that. It might be worth paying points to get on the other side of that. So that's what I'm going to recommend for my traders. We're a bit channeled here. Both of them are, since running up. Mean versions are 2,400 and then 2,600 when we see it. Gold. Let's get into it. If you have questions or tickers, throw them in the comment box. I'll get to them here as soon as I get through my report. So metals are short. Indices are long bias. Metals are short bias. For XA use, the underlying subtract 14 from futures prices here. Open price 41.04. High of day 41.22, low of day 40.26, resistance at high of day, and then 41.60, support at low of day and 4,000. The bias is short below this white line at 40.82. Our buys exist on the other side of that, and our next short read, it looks like it's going to be 40.51-ish right there where that red line is. We can take that short for 10 if we get the signal. It's one of the reasons why you want to be in my war room, because I'll tell you if we get the signal. And the daily's still long, guys. Mean reversion levels are 4,400 and 4,000. So we're kind of range bound between those. Overhead, we've got 4,100, 4,200, 4,300. These are all key psychological amounts of why they're so wide. The beta's been so high. That's why. Silver. Let's get into silver. Getting questions, tickers. So I'm going to come out box, guys. I'll look at them in just a second. So for XAG, the underlying add 27 cents. We are still in backwardation as we're the futures prices being behind today's prices is coming down as we move into what's known as a contango or normal relationship. The beta should slow down once it flips back. We shall see. All right, but anyway. Open price 48.30, high day 48.61, 47.12 is your low day. Resistance at high day in 49. Support is low day in 47. The bias is short below 47.95, that white line right there. And the daily is long. Mean reversion levels are 46 and 50, very wide. Silver's beta has been ridiculously high. Platinum. Let's get into platinum, guys. Platinum for XPT, the underlier, subtract 19. Open price 15.96. High day 16.13, low day 15.63, resistance at high day in 16.50, support at low day in 15.50. The bias is short below 15.90, and you can see we are currently above bias price. This purple line, this is the daily VWAP. This purple line is the CPI VWAP, so we're dancing above that. A short signal will break below that and then happen about 15.86, and that's probably good for 5 to 10 in platinum. The NYMO oscillators, guys, are positive 26 and positive 19. If we get lift in the markets today and they get up into the 60s, we'll call the mean reversion, but right now they're inconsequential as VIX has cooled off to 15. We are in buying mode in the markets. All right, I won't bring these charts up, but we'll talk about them. Tesla's currently at 439. NVIDIA, guys, 190. It's running pre-market. All-time highs 195. Resistance at 200. BBAI is at 726. We did pull back last week. I want to buy that between 5 and 6, and I'm still going to wait. QBTS is price lifted a little bit. It's at 33.94. It did drop to 28. Stop loss on that long-term trade, I'm at 20. So trying to stay in it long-term, and that, guys, that still leaves a lot of money on the table, especially when you're talking about it used to be at 48, right? It will see that again. I'm not sure when. Might be a while. Again, that's a long-term hold. Ethereum's at 41.43. Support at 4,000. Resistance 5,000. That's going to do what the stock market does. If the stock market runs up, so will Ethereum. If you want to learn how to do this, I offer a money-back guarantee on my course. I offer a free Discord, and most importantly, you can trade with me every single day at New York Open. You get 7 days free if you want to join my VIP. All right, let's look at tickers that you guys have, questions that you have. All right, let's see. Tell gold to pump. I don't know. If the indices run up, it's going to suppress gold. They have basically a negative Pearson correlation. So typically, if the S&P rises, gold drops. All right. Let's see. Ryan O'Farrell, thank you. Everyone needs to hear that the stock market is not the economy. This is true unless it's a Democrat administration, and then they claim that the stock market, when it runs, is because of them. You can't have it both ways. Yeah, the stock market is not the economy. It is not. All right, you guys don't have any tickers. That's good. I'll get into my pre-market volume leaders today, or leader. If you have any questions or tickers, you can throw that in there. All right. This is my pre-market volume leader, guys. BKYI is a pre-market volume leader with a move up of 146% on news of a new deal. You can go there and read that and understand the catalyst. Anytime a ticker runs or drops, you want to know what that catalyst is. That's important. Part of your thesis trading on it. Previous day close was 77 cents. Pre-market high was 218. How did I miss that? There we go. Or 229. Actually, we got to adjust it. So when I did it, 40 minutes ago, it was 219. It's ran to 229. And now starting to pull back. Max upside to this is about $3.75 today, but my area of interest is $1.35, and I'm still hunting 10%. This little 15-cent price lift isn't going to change my area of interest. It's between $1.35 and $1.55. You see this VWAP right here and that VWAP right there? It may very well do this. This is support. So in order to get my buy zone that I want, it's got to break that. That green line is its all-time low anchored VWAP. And the orange line's its daily VWAP. So right now, that's support. You can see how that provided support here. Imagine that being a net, guys. I mean, if you're a gambler and you want to trade it, you can buy it at about $1.70 and run it up for 10%. I'm going to be stubborn, and I'm going to wait for my green box, because if my green box doesn't hit, I'm not buying. Right? So, all right, let me get into see if you guys have any other questions. Bro, and you don't have a credit card, do I consider about VIP on crypto like Daniel? Reach out to Harsh in my Discord. I know everything we run through WAP because it has all the automations, but you can check with Harsh. We'll get something set up. LAC is a ticker. LAC. See what you got going with that. Lithium. Oh, look at that. I've already got it charted for you. You can tell that I do plenty of tickers. So I have a fib on there on its, looks like it ran up here back in September. Let's adjust these fibs. Let's leave them on there. So we've got to change, well, we've got to change our zero line, right? So there we go. And it had a catalytic movement here, so it set an anchored VWAP to just prior to the move. You can see that's overhead resistance. That's the green line. It's pulled back to half the move, so it's finding support right here. It looks like down here, if you're in trading view, you see these little lightning bolts. That means that there's news. So this is rare earth minerals. If you follow the news, a lot of stuff going on about rare earth minerals. I think that this thing ran up because of some negativity about them, right? And now it's we're getting some calming down news because a lot of Asian companies are signing deals with the U.S. So this may not continue to run, but it's actually in a support area right here. If you're trading it, Evie, you can reach out to me and let me know what your trade plan is. Let me zoom out once. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a lot of movement for it. Overhead price resistance here. You can see this consolidation between 12 and 14. If you get a discount here, one thing on the drop that we see is volume is declining also, so that's a good sign for a reversal. But on this thesis, I would size in. I wouldn't buy a full lot at once. All right. What platform am I using? This here is TradingView, right? TradingView.com. I use it to do all my analysis, and I trade on Charles Schwab's Think or Swim. If you want to give advice for beginners like me, what is it? That's simple. First investment is not in the stock market, it's in your education. After you pay for your education, you trade paper or practice before you ever go to real money. And only after proof of concept of your education should you jump to real money. It's pretty simple. But people aren't willing to do that. That's how you become successful. All right, guys. Good questions today. I'm going to bounce. I got to get to my traders who pay to trade with me. If you'd like to join me, go to my Discord and go to Get VIP. Join me for 7 days free. See if it's worth it. You guys have a good one. We'll do it again tomorrow.